Hello everybody, this is Rhianne, and here today we're going to be doing some Pilates preparation for your practice. So we're going to start with some breathing. So I want you to get nice and comfortable on the mat, have your feet about sit bone distance apart. And we're just going to do a really nice forward fold. So you can just rest your head on your hands if you need. You can wrap your hands around your knees, totally up to you. But I want you to really focus on those sit bones, really pressing into the floor and breathing into those ribs. So thinking about those front ribs expanding into your legs, the side ribs expanding out to the walls around you, and then breathing into those back ribs. So trying to touch those back ribs to that back wall. We're taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, and we're blowing out through pursed lips like you're blowing out a birthday candle. Really nice, really big and full. Every time you exhale, just think about you getting deeper and deeper into the floor, so almost like your body is getting heavier and heavier and heavier. As we exhale, we always want to picture the pelvic floor drawing up and in towards our diaphragm or up into our ribs. And on the inhale, you're just going to feel it settle right back into that pelvic basin. This is a really great place for you to activate the pelvic floor. And we're going to transition out of there and come into sit cross-legged on your mat. If you need to sit on a yoga block or have a pillow to sit on to make sure that those hips are a little bit higher than those legs, please feel free. We're going to continue working the rib cage for our breath work. So as we breathe in, we want to think about those front ribs expanding to the space in front of you, the side ribs expanding to the sides, and then also those back ribs expanding to that back body. We really want to fill up in all three directions, so we call it a three-dimensional breath. As we exhale, we blow out through pursed lips and we draw everything back in towards the midline so that it's a really nice counteractive contraction against that inhale. As we breathe in, we're expanding those ribs, feeling the air, and on the exhale, we want to feel that pelvic floor drawing up and in as our rib cage comes right back into that center position. This is another really great place for you to work that pelvic floor connection. Sometimes the gravity here just allows you to facilitate and actually just feel that pelvic floor drawing up and in a little bit easier than when you were sitting leaned forward. Always remembering to take a nice full deep breath in through the nose and blowing out through pursed lips. Great, good job. We're going to transition to laying on our backs. So whenever you're ready, just coming to lie down with your feet a comfortable distance apart. Your arms are going to be lifting up towards the ceiling, palms facing in. We're coming into some scapular work here. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to try to touch those fingertips all the way to the ceiling. And on the exhale, just let those arm bones settle right into the shoulder socket. Deep breath in, feeling the scapula wrapping around the sides of your body. And on the exhale, the arm bones again just come and sit into the shoulder socket. We're going to do this a few more times. Always just trying to seek the length with the arms and feeling the scapula really wrapping around your sides. Gently drawing those ribs together just to facilitate a little bit of some abdominal connection here. And again, paying attention so that your back ribs are on the mat. We're going to come into retraction here. So on the inhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades down the back to really open up through the collarbone, and then exhale, float right back up to neutral. Inhale, open the chest by sliding the scapula down the back, and exhale right back to neutral. Inhale to retract the scapula, and exhale, sliding back to neutral. And again, deep breath in and exhale. Lovely. We're going to go into a combination of both. So on that inhale, we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, draw that scapula down the back. So we're coming into that really fluid movement of that scapular protraction and retraction, trying to keep the rib cage from popping, just focusing on working right from that scapular line. And let's do one more big reach all the way up towards the ceiling to protract that scapula, drawing it back into retraction. And let's just bring the hands down towards the floor. We're going to come into some elevation and depression. So on your next inhale, we're going to slide the shoulder blades up the back to try to draw the shoulders towards the ears, and exhale, reaching those fingertips to touch those heels. We're going to do this just a few times just to free up the back, to get the scapula moving nicely up and down the back body. Remember to keep knitting those ribs together. And let's bring both arms back up towards the ceiling in that nice neutral position, just paying attention that you can feel a really heavy chest. Those ribs are knitted together and those back ribs are on the mat. We're going to inhale. We're going to stretch that right arm right alongside the ear, stretch the left arm down towards the feet, knitting through those ribs. Exhale right through center and inhale, coming into the opposite way. So stretching that right arm down, left arm up, exhaling, using your core to draw those arms back towards each other to meet in the center before stretching in the opposite direction. If this is too much for you to have your arms going straight in line with the ears, you can actually bring your arms into a little bit of a diagonal. Having your arms coming out to the diagonal line in a V will prevent you from getting any shoulder impingement or any tightness or any pain. So it's always a good option to try. I personally prefer to do that one. It just causes me a little bit more mobility in the shoulder. And let's bring our hands down. We're going to pop our hands onto our hips. So we're going to have our heel of our hands on our hip bones, fingertips angling down towards the pubic bone to find our nice neutral. Our neutral, again, is that small little space between our back and the mat. And another way for you to be able to check that you're in neutral is that these 3 points, hip bone, and pubic bone, are in the same plane. If they're in the same plane, you're ready to go. You're in neutral. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to draw that pubic bone up towards the nose. You're going to see that your pubic bone is now going to be higher than those hips. You're going to feel a gentle depression of the back into the floor. And on the exhale, leading with the pubic bone, we're going to gently tip it forward just to create a little bit of an arch in that back. Nice and easy. Inhale, drawing the sit bones down towards the feet, depressing that back, and on the exhale, again, moving that pubic bone closer towards the feet. So we're coming in and out of a pelvic rock. It's nice and gentle. The depression part of the lower back is what we would call an imprint, and it's a really nice, strong stability position here. Also activates the lower abdominals, the transverse abdominis. So this is a really good place to offset any back tension, any back strain. If you've been sitting for a long time or working at a desk, it's nice to get on the floor and do a few of these rolls. Once you get a little bit more comfortable with the movement, you're going to find that you're going to have some greater mobility. We're going to open our arms down by our sides. We're going to come into our leg drop. So when you're ready, we're going to open that right knee to the side. Use the abdominals and your pelvic floor to help pull that knee all the way back up to the center. And then we're going to open that left leg out to the side, taking care that we're not rolling with that leg. We're staying really stable on the supporting leg. This is completely controlled by your core, your pelvic floor, your abdominal muscles. We're keeping those ribs knitted together. And we're looking over our knees just to keep that nice long neckline. We're going to inhale to open, squeeze those abdominals, pull that leg back into center on the exhale. And again, inhale and exhale, taking care that we're only moving that leg close to the floor as much as you can without rocking side to side. And let's draw that knee up. We're going to bring our arms down by our sides and we're going to be coming into our chin tucks. So we're going to focus on really lengthening the back space of the neck. And to do this, it's all about tucking that chin. So you want to create that double chin sensation. A lot of people commonly make the mistake of trying to lengthen their neck by drawing their chin all the way down to the chest, when it's actually the opposite. We want to draw attention to that back space behind the neck by really drawing that chin in towards the body line, creating that little bit of a double chin. You can reach up and see if you've got that double chin. You want to also be able to place basically like a fist or an orange underneath that neck space. If you are finding that you're lengthening your neck by drawing your chin down towards the chest, just try doing this a few times. This feels really nice to fill up that back space of the neck and release again some tension. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Have a great day. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video.